Hey guys, happy Monday. It is December 30th, and I am coming on because I didn't make a video yesterday because I've been super busy. And I wanted to, it's time for her little inspection. So I have mentioned before in other videos that I actually inspect my silicone babies on a regular basis, and I thought I would bring you guys along while I do it so you can see what I look at, what I do, and then I'm going to put her into an outfit. I'm going to do an outfit change since I'm already, undressing her anyways. And she's been in this really beautiful Jacquardie velour sleeper. And it's super cute on her. It fits her perfectly. If it were any smaller, it would not fit her at all. So I'm going to take her out of this, but I love this because it was part of the Jacquardie holiday line. And I really love just the touch of blue and then the gold polka dots on the white velour. It's just so pretty. But yeah, so it was time for her to have an outfit change, and it was also time for me to kind of look her over. Why do I inspect my babies? Okay, so if you're new to silicone, or you're new to collecting, or you're even a seasoned collector that's been collecting for a number of years, you may not do this. Everybody's different. I have found that checking over your doll, especially silicone, because of the type of medium that it is, it's delicate. Even though it is still a durable medium, it's still a delicate medium in the sense that things can happen. Things that you're not even aware of can happen while you're dressing your doll, handling your doll. Any number of things can happen. So I do a regular inspection to make sure all of the areas on her body that would be cause for concern and would worry about, I just check over. I also check over her hair. I like to make sure that she's not losing hair on the back of her head. And she actually has a swirl that I try to keep shown, but it's very hard because every time I lay her down, it messes up the back of her hair because that's just how it is. But I like to just kind of look over the condition of her hair, make sure there's no weird spots where it looks like she's losing hair. That's generally where I start. I very rarely actually brush her hair. Most of the time I'm just kind of patting it down and making sure everything looks okay. And her hair looks fine. I'm always playing with it. You guys see me playing with it in videos all the time because I like to smooth it down. I don't know. It's just a habit because anytime I'm moving her around, it kind of lifts, especially when you're putting clothes on and off, that sort of thing. But I also like to check in her armpits. These are going to be the places that I look, is going to be her armpits, the inside of her elbow crease, because that's one of the spots where, from putting the arm in and out of clothing, the bending and straightening constantly may stretch and pull at the silicone, and she does not have armature, so she doesn't have something to stop her from actually extending her arm all the way. I also like to check in between her fingers and make sure that they all look okay, and also where her connected little fingers are, that there's no rips or tears, which they look fine. I do the same on this side. Same here. This is where I will look to see if there's any issues where her little fingers are connected, looking for any type of weird tear or spots that might be forming, and those look fine. I also like to look at the behind her knees because she's got bent legs. They do get straightened when I'm putting things on her. So I like to make sure that they are fine, which they are. And I always check in between her little toes. All the places that can get caught or hung up on something when you're dressing them is always a cause for concern, and I like to make sure that everything is how it's supposed to be. And by inspecting our silicone dolls and looking them over, including like her neck, because that takes on a lot of the strain from her big old heavy noggin, and also on the back side of her neck, I like to make sure everything looks fine, which it does. There's no weird spots there. But the reason why, and I've always done this with my dolls for many years, since I've started collecting silicone, which is many moons ago, I've always been the type of collector to really look my dolls over every I don't know, probably around every 4, 5, 6 weeks, somewhere in there, because I want to make sure that they're okay. Like, because I can't show her little girly bits on camera, I normally would check the inside part of her legs at the crease where the diaper goes, which I can technically see in there. But I can't show you her girly bits, so I have to be careful looking at most everything. The UPS truck just went by, which is why the dog is barking. And once one barks, they all bark, so my apologies. But all of any spots where you might find common friction, like diaper areas around the legs, depending on what kind of diapers that you use, it really just depends on how things fit the baby. And just because I noticed that with cloth diapers, some of them can be quite tight around the leg hole. And so I always check there, even though this diaper doesn't, this actually has some give there, so it's not like tight at all. You can see that it actually, there's room. But when I put the little Joeys on her, they are more snug around the legs. So I like to make sure I check everything. I also check inside her mouth, which I don't actually put anything in her mouth much at all. So I don't, her mouth is fine. I've only put a pacifier in her mouth only like literally a couple of times since I've had her, and I've had her for a long time, so that's not very often. But I just check all the creases, check all the spots, like here, like on her little wrists, like anywhere where you would think that could be a source of, like, you know, from just maneuvering them and getting them in and out of clothing is usually how different boo-boos happen. I just know that if I catch it early enough, so by inspecting, if I catch these things early enough, I can repair them very easily, versus waiting if you don't ever check your doll over and then you go to sell your doll or something, or, you know, a year later you randomly see that there's a huge tear because it's so big and obvious. The idea is really to catch a possible problem early, so that way you can make a quick, easy repair, because a small tear is much easier to repair than something large in general. So I'm going to put these little pretty original tights on her. They're just a cream color with the bow on the side. And then I'm going to put a little Jacquerie romper on her. It's actually it's not real cold here, but it's been rainy. It poured last night and then this morning, and it looks like it's gonna rain again. Like, it stopped and now it looks like it's got the look about it. It's getting gray again because it got not bright enough where the sun came out, but it was definitely not raining for a period of time. And I think we're just due for lots of rain. And my mother told me that it may freeze, and I'm like, not okay with that. I can deal with rain. I just don't want anything to do with freezing rain and ice and all that, especially, you know, because I got to go out and run errands. I have to take my dog to the vet this afternoon. Like, I have other things I need to do, so being out in freezing rain is just hopefully not going to happen. If it does, it'll be later. Much later. Keep hearing cars coming and going. Hearing things. This is what I'm going to put on her to wear today. I love this. This is one of the ones that I really like. It's got the built-in frilly neck that's also cream, so it'll match the tights perfectly. And then she's going to wear a pair of black Cry & Company crib shoes. So, yeah. But, I don't know. I haven't been really in the mood to make a bunch of videos, to be honest with you. I've been slacking a little bit. I'm really feeling the urge to really want to get into making videos this week. I thought I'd want to make more, but I just don't. So, it kind of is what it is. I'm just going to play it by ear, and hopefully I'll get back in the mood to make videos. Okay, never fails, guys. Someone always has to call while I'm in the middle of making a video. Between that and dogs barking. So, yeah, but I'm hoping I'll get back into the swing of things. I don't know. I don't know what it is about this time of year, the in-between Christmas and New Year's. Like, I always have, like, big plans to do all sorts of things. I am working out heavily, so that's taking up some of my time. But overall, I just thought I'd have more energy to want to make videos, and it just hasn't happened. So I kind of feel bad because I don't know. But I've noticed not a lot of people are making videos, not a lot of dolly people. My normal channels aren't putting out as many videos. I wonder if it's because of the same thing. I don't know. I have no idea. But, oh, I love this. I just love this on her. I don't know why I do, but I just do. But hopefully everybody will get back into the mood of making videos into the new year. I know many people are still waiting to see what happens with COPPA and the FTC and all of that with YouTube. I'm not worried about that, honestly. That's not why I'm kind of not in the mood. I think it's just because I'm so preoccupied with family stuff going on. My other half is leaving on the 1st, so we won't be out late on New Year's Eve, because he's got to leave the next morning with the hockey team. So I don't know, I'm just kind of chilling. I'm just playing it by ear, and if I'm not in the mood to do something, I'm just not in the mood, and I'm not worrying about it. So that's kind of where I'm at with stuff. I don't know. I guess it is what it is. And I'm not one of these people that will just push out videos just to make a video and just to throw something out there. I like to make videos if I have something to say, if I have a topic, if I have something I'd like to share with you guys, such as like inspecting her. Generally speaking, I'm not the type of collector that will just randomly throw out crappy videos. And maybe my videos aren't great, but usually I like to have a reason to put a video out. I don't know, y'all. But I am loving her in this. This is one of my... I don't know whether it's the dark colors that just... I don't know. There's something about it, and it's frilly enough, so it's still girly, but it's not like pinky pink, and I don't know. I don't know why I love it so much, but I do. Every time I put it on her, which is only a handful of times, I really, really like it. And yeah, the tights go really great with it, and so do the Cry & Company shoes. I'll put a little headband, probably a little gray headband on with this. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's cute. And because it's so dark gray, the lighter gray doesn't look good with it, so that's why I put it with the black Cry & Company shoes. But there she is, looking as sweet as ever. Say hello. Hello, aunties. And it's really dreary and gross out, so the lighting in here is going to be awful, so it just kind of is what it is. But there is my sweet girl. Now I have to piece this video together because someone called me in the middle of it. It is what it is, guys. What are you going to do, right? It's kind of nature of how it all goes down. But there is this sweet little girl, all ready for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed watching me do her inspection. A lot of people ask me why don't I powder her. I will just quickly share with you that I don't powder her because there's no reason to powder her. Claire actually says that her silicone doesn't need to be powdered, and she doesn't have any shiny spots. That's generally... If the silicone starts to feel tacky to the touch, not sticky, but tacky, and things start to stick to them, that's generally when I would feel the urge to want to powder one of my dolls. This doll I really just have never had to powder. Occasionally I have put a little powder on her hands just to see what it would be like. Not because it's needed, just to see what the silicone matting powder would look like. And it's nice, it stays on really well. But because the silicone doesn't really need it, I just don't do it because it doesn't need it. I've had many silicones in the past that have definitely needed regular powdering. This is just not one of them. And with the type of silicone, I don't know whether it's in the paint or if it's the silicone itself, it is textured, so it has a different feel to it. It has a different look to it. And I've never felt that this doll particularly needs to be powdered. But if I do decide to powder her at some point, I will definitely do it on camera so I can share with you how I go about powdering my dolls. Yeah, and then you guys can see how I do it. But anyways, there she is for the day. I hope you guys are enjoying time off if you have it. If not, hopefully your work day is going quickly. And Monroe and I will see you all very soon, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.